And we're back with another episode of Let's Play Shining Force. I'm your host, the RPG Guy, and we have rescued the men from the servitude of Runefaust, and then they were just going to be executed anyways. Please save Xylo. Return here after you get the lunar... Oh yeah, we got to do that. So foist things foist. We need to go visit this old guy over here. No, that's the... down here, rather. Did you bring the moonstone? Yes, that's the moonstone. I will make the lunar dew immediately. Here you go, lunar dew. So we get the lunar dew, which will cure this person we know as Xylo from raging out. And I want to double check if we can do this now since we're down this way. What are you doing? Don't touch anything, you meddler. New in town. Hey, go out back and I'll show you my latest invention. So you gotta check the engine. Talk to him, check the engine, then talk to him. Or maybe just, I think you just check the engine and then talk to him. Watch carefully. Here I go! Good luck, Kokichi. Don't fuck it up, bro! We're all depending on you. Well, it didn't work this time either. So we needed for that scene to happen. No joke. We have to get that scene to happen. Another failure. I'm starting to think Kokichi should just give up. Now, don't worry. It's kind of like that guy we saw in the last chapter in the steam armor. Gotta make some things happen before we can... before we get rewarded for that. For putting ourselves... having to sit through that. Per se. I am Boken. I finally climbed up this mountain. Where am I? He's just a beast. Mountain? Mountain! And he just climbs it. So let's come over here. Now we should have access to the chamber here. Please save Xylo. Do you really want me to open the door? Yes. Please be careful. Well, please open the door. What do you want? Leave me alone or I will tear you apart. Max poured lunar dew into Xylo's mouth. Yuck, awful taste, but I'm myself again. What a relief. I can never repay you for this, but I am going to join the Shining Force. So Xylo joins us, and he's a very unique character. I'll wait at headquarters. Xylo's an interesting character because he, strangely enough, is a walking unit. He's kind of like Gong, except without the healing. He has no weapons to equip. Nothing of that kind of nature. And the more interesting thing is his movement is not affected too much by terrain, specifically forest terrain. So he's actually a really strong character. He also comes in at level 9, which is on par with the rest of our party pretty much. But now it means it's time that we leave someone behind. And at this point, I believe the best person to leave behind, strangely enough, is Lo. We have 2 healers. We don't need 3 running around, and we're, and Lo is taking healing XP away from Gong and Chris. And Lo is probably the worst healer in the game, as far as vicars go, or healers who promote to vicars and da-da-da-da. So I'm going to take Lo out, which is not normally a popular thing to do for some casual players, but I think here's the other aspect of it too, is if you have units killing enemies more efficiently, your need for healing lessens as well. So if you're doing a low-level game, you might need all the healers you can get. In the sense of this game, which is casual but not like a speed run and not a low-level run, it makes a little bit more sense to bring in Xylo. And you'll see here that Tao is not wearing her robes anymore. She's wearing a bathing suit. And no, it doesn't look like a bathing suit in combat. That's where they kind of, in my opinion, dropped the ball. Alright, so we're ready to leave the town. We have nothing else to do. Xylo has joined us. And remember when I said movement will be difficult? This is what I'm talking about. Look, they are trying to block our way to the bridge. Attack them, Shining Force. This whole map is nothing but harsh terrain, except for the little bit at the bottom. And this, when I was talking about the terrain being absurd, like half of the time outdoor terrain is easy to navigate and half the time it's not. This is what I was talking about. This is absurd that we have to traverse the terrain this way. And they did a lot better job not making this a common element in later Shining games. But in Shining Force 1, it's very much a bang your head against the wall problem. As I think from here on out, most of the overworld battles are going to be dense forests. Yeah, which draw these battles out to be way longer than they need to be. Wow, Max, that was really terrible of you. Want to try again there, buddy? Now, let's put him here against my better judgment. But I have a reason for that. So, yeah, it's something to keep in mind when it comes down to performance, and that's an issue that happens in Shining Force 1, is that movement is a big problem. And character classes that are penalized by their movement, specifically centaurs or knights. And I say centaurs because there is a class of centaur that is not a knight. It's actually a ranged character. This can be a deal breaker based on how you play tactics games. Now, that's something we'll talk about when we get that character later. We have to make what I would argue to be an executive decision. And it really just depends on the leveling and how it goes and whatnot. And we'll talk about that in depth, because when I did my statistics analysis where we got characters to like max level, mostly max level, there was something to be observed from that incident, was the leveling structure and the way that leveling works. The odds of a character being better than another in a casual playthrough versus as well as the outright odds that a character will do better. So we'll get into the nitty-gritty of that, but this is what's there's gonna be some things that heavily dictate what kind of characters we use in battle. And it's very intricate. I would argue it's very complicated to make a decision based on a small set of factors. So, and when we make those decisions, I will go over it with you guys so you guys understand why I'm making the decisions I'm making. I also wonder why they did it this way too, and I think the reason they put a lot of outdoor maps is to reduce having to make newer enemies. Because if enemies are stuck in the dense terrains, and you have to fight them in dense terrains, they give the appearance that they're harder to kill. When really, they're not harder to kill. It's just that the terrain's making them harder to kill. So, I don't know. I'm just speculating. I'm probably wrong, but it just seems like such a weird thing to slow the game down. Which is probably my... when it comes to rating all the Shining games, my one argument with this game would be the outdoor battle terrains are just the worst. No seemingly rhyme or reason for the dense terrain, having to travel through the dense terrain, other than to draw the game out. Because yeah, these battles would be pretty quick if they were. And I'm not talking about small quarters either. If this was all open area with a couple of underbrush stuff, I wouldn't mind it so much. But it's like the whole freaking thing is 30%. It's like 99% of the map is rough terrain, which to me seems odd. Ooh, Luke took a big hit there. He's not been getting defense bonuses as much this playthrough. Send Gord up to help out. He's gonna need to. And as you can see, obviously, casters are going to have issues in dense terrain. They're going to be because of the restricted movement as well. So it all adds up. And yeah, that's right. The skeletons are carrying goddamn herbs. always something. She'll kill both of them, so let's just do a level 1 blaze instead. Mr. Burns. Let's kill off the skeleton. And then we'll kill off the archer type. Die. Oh. Get gored up there. Probably against my better judgment, because it puts him in line to get attacked by the lizard man, but I think he'll be alright. You can see he clearly does a lot of damage output, which Xylo does, so... You know what, let's kill this Dark Elf once and for all. Arthur is not far from getting up there, so... Makes more sense to take Arthur. Even though that lizard man could one-shot him, probably. And like I said, eventually he's going to lose that power ring, but for a good chunk of the game, he's kind of dependent on it. Actually, when we get the last character, second to last character, we're probably going to add to the party. Once we get that character... I would argue that that's when we will no longer need to have it on him. We may even take it off him earlier than that just to help out other characters who need it. But really, no character ultimately needs it other than him. Maybe you can make an argument for Max because his offense is kind of hurting a little bit, but nothing's so bad that we can't deal with it. Here come the... I don't know. Oh, it's full health. Leave it so Gort can do it. Yeah, we're doing it right. I had to change heart. I was like, maybe I should have attacked the skeleton, but really the lizard man's the threat. And Xylo gets through to his already awesome attack, so can't complain about that. I almost play this game on autopilot sometimes, I swear. So, like, autopilot meaning, like, I just do it because I already see the move I want to do in my head before I actually even say it out loud. It's the weirdest thing when you... And I'm starting to notice it more with a lot of the, like, games that I grew up with and loved and have played so many times, nothing surprises me with them anymore. Let's have him attack something more squishy, like the Dark Priest. Because Hans is falling behind. We really don't want him to fall behind due to what we might... Well, he's not going to fall behind, but you'll see what I mean when we have to start making some executive decisions. He's one of the guys that's on the... who could be on the chopping block. He's definitely one of the ones on the chopping block to be decided on. It's really based on a set of factors that are not really in our control. And it's very rare that those factors kick in. So it's one of the reasons you don't necessarily want to leave him behind in levels. But chances are it's not going to come to fruition for him the way he wants it to. It never really does. It ends up being something along the lines of he's going to end up getting swapped out for a better option in casual play. But once in a blue moon, he sneaks by because of some variables that we'll discuss when we have to make that decision. And some of you might know what I'm thinking about. Some of you don't even, might be like, wait, you really think he's going to be the best melee ranged character out there? And it's not what I said. There's a set of factors that play into whether or not you should keep him or not. I would argue 90% of the time in a casual playthrough, you get rid of him. And I don't know if anybody uses him in speedruns after you get better options. I could be wrong on that, so don't quote me on that, but there is some truth to that sentiment. That eventually characters, there's a reason, there's a very mild reason, or a very fractured reason, that you would want to keep Hans in. Because I will say this, we're only going to have one ranged melee class in our party. Okay, and it's between Hans and one other character, which that character we won't see for quite a while. Now, the other aspect is, by the time we get that character, he's very underleveled. Not very underleveled, but compared to the rest of the party, he'll be like 8 levels behind. Maybe 6. That could be a it's 6 to 8. It's a lot of levels, though. And because it's so many levels, if it's your first time playing, you may not want to use him. But because there's another character in the same chapter that we're going to use, we're going to get both characters and then level them both up. And it's more or less the optional grind session. Theoretically, and even tactically, we could beat this game without having to do that. We could beat this game without using those two characters. In theory, you could really beat the game with any almost any amalgamation of characters in the game. So realistically, it's kind of on you to, figure out what works best for you. Because I've seen people beat this game with the worst characters. I've seen what's called worst character runs. And with yogurt and without yogurt, I know I'm just saying the name, and you gave it away, bro. It doesn't mean anything if you don't know what character that is, really. Other than I've hinted at him a couple times. So it just depends. But yeah, it's just, you can't beat the game, any of the Shining games, with any amalgamation of characters. You can even beat there's people who've actually done Max and Bowie only runs, which are just you use the main character and that's it. You're not allowed to use any other characters. So it's really up to you what you want to, how you want to experience the game, because there really is no wrong answer. It's just, it might take you more work than others. Some characters take a little bit more effort to win than others. Not sure how else to describe that. So I'm trying to get some XP to get moved around here. Specifically for Max and for Hans, if we can do it. Wussy-ass attacks like that, though, that ain't gonna cut it, son. Let's actually put him over here, because that puts him pretty far away from the other Pegasus Knight that it hasn't come over yet. There we go. There's his attacks finally starting to go up. That's good. That's really good for us to see. I believe he gets a new weapon next chapter, so that'll also help greatly. Really, anybody can pick that dude off. We may not want to wait for Max either. We might just want to go for it. Now, you'll clearly see that there's an issue regarding the lizard man there. And that issue is pretty straightforward. Xylo is not going to single-handedly take that lizard man down. So you can forget that. Okay, unless he had some healing items on him to heal himself, because he's going to have to. Because, yeah. It's going to take 2 characters minimum to kill the lizard man with the priest behind him. So that's why we're trying to get some units up there. Specifically, a mage would be great because it's fixed damage at that point. Here he comes. And here he comes. So Henri is in range of getting hit. Now, in theory, we could luck out. May as well. We could luck out with Xylo getting 2 hits and he could kill Lizardman that way probably. But not with 1 attack. Can't outrun him. May as well just embrace him. Might have to get Gong to try and get a hit in on him. Or Arthur. Let's take Arthur over there. We'll send Gort and Luke up. Man, I thought Henri would have had a turn by now. Weird. No, she's probably out. She's still in it. Okay. Yeah, usually she gets one-shotted by Pegasus. Nice. Must have gotten an HP bonus. I don't care who kills it. I just don't want to have to revive anyone. To be fair. Because that takes time. Backtracking. Guess we'll give it to Hans. Ah, of course you missed, you bastard. You'll notice that, like I said earlier, Xylo's terrain is not affected by... his movement is not affected by terrain. It's really starting to show. Quite nicely, too. Okay. Make some room so Gong and Chris can get in there. I wasn't kidding either. They do good damage still. Closer to the end of this chapter, do they start to slow down. So any XP we can get them, the better. They gotta hit their target, but. There we go. You've been doing more damage than Max right now. Oh boy. You'll notice that Hans's movement is actually pretty good in the terrain. And that's what we're afraid of, having to deal with. Gort, Ken, and Luke will get there as quickly as they can. Not actually sure that moving him there was a good idea. No, yeah. And just to clarify, I don't think it's because Hans is an elf either. Because if I'm not mistaken, Tao is an elf as well. So I don't think that has anything to do with her movement issues. There we go. Now we just gotta kill the priest. Which Xylo and Gort can do, but we still need to get just... Xylo might not be able to... Well, he might one-shot it. It's a big if. Look at that movement, though. Actually, yeah, you notice his movement is hindered once he gets into the mountains, but in this terrain, the woodland terrain, he moves just fine. So he has the same benefit, I think, as Xylo, actually, who can move in almost any terrain that's woodland. You can't tell of his movement. Yeah, it looks like, see, his movement's restricted here, but not in the wood areas. So that's something we should be looking at. Without range, we can't really hit him. He's not gonna make it. He'll make it next round, though. Like one of those few times where you actually are relying on a character to get through a goddamn fight. Get him. Okay. Again, it's back and forth, though you can get some XP off of it, really, if you're trying to min-max or whatever. Ultimately, though, he's just wasting time. The inevitable. His death is inevitable. Oh, come on. Killing me, Xylo. And Ken can't reach this round. He will next round. But Mr. Priesty might get a turn by then. Oh, man. As long as Hans doesn't miss, this battle's done. There we go. Head for the bridge. We need to get across quickly. And we are then thrust into another battle. Traitor, you've betrayed Lord Cain. I owe no allegiance to you or to him, foul fiend that he is. You are only a mercenary. You do what we pay you to do. Here, I return your gold. I shall no longer follow your orders, Toad. If you are not with us, then you are against us. I will have the pleasure of killing you myself. Bleh! Vile fiend. Thus fall all who dare oppose the will of Dark Soul. So now we're in the semi-infamous laser eye fight. Really, again, this is not a battle you want to be grinding in, as it is definitely a time consumer. So the deal is this: we want to power through here. We're gonna be running full speed in the attempt to kill it in pretty much a very isolated set of rounds. Every 5 rounds or so, it could be less, I forget the exact amount of rounds, but he has a timer on him. When he gets to 0, he's going to fire the giant laser, and that laser will hit everything that's on the bridge except in that southern little gap. I think things in the northern gap still get hit. So, and that's everything, friend and foe alike. Now, with that said, we can't in the first turn get over there, okay, and just oust that thing. What we can do is let it go off one time and then power over there with our knights, Xylo, Hans, characters with the high movement and agility, that so their turns come up frequently. And then obviously there's still going to be enemies to finish off on the bridge, but like I said, we're not looking to max our leveling. We need to just get the hell across that bridge, and everybody's going to go at once. Now the whole thing is we want to defeat the laser eye as we once we get to the other side. We don't want to waste turns fiddling with other enemies. Kill that fucking laser eye to prevent bad things from happening. which usually fall in line with getting hit by the laser eye in general. We don't want to let it sit there and get a second blast off. So once we make some room, first of all, we're going to get all of our fast characters right up to the front area. And then, like I said, we're just going to bum rush it. We're just going to run right through there, you know, obliterating stuff. The slower characters, like Luke and Gort, and even the casters, will be working on enemies that fly in from the side areas. We're going to try to get one healer up in the front as best as we can to offset some of the damage that will occur. But for the most part, we should be able to get all 3 knights across the bridge relatively quickly, unless there's some awkward complication. But usually we can do it it's usually rather uneventful. We're going to be also attacked by Pegasus Knights. Again, not a big concern. I'm not too worried about them. I'm more worried about again, the laser eye and the dark elves are a big problem. The other thing too is there's a hidden item here, and this is one of those battles where when you kill the last enemy, you miss out on that item. It's an aesthetics item. It has nothing to do with actual gameplay or anything like that. It's actually a giggity suit for Henri, if you really care about those outfits, which I don't. So normally when I play this game, I don't even waste my time with them. But for you guys, I'll make an exception. But I usually take them off because I probably when we promote characters, because they really just take up space in the inventory, and I like the way the characters look. The whole point is supposed to look badass. That's near birthday suit is not badass. Now, if it carried into battle, that would be awesome, but they didn't do that for obvious reasons. They have to make more resources to implement that. Again, we don't want that. We need to move Gort. He's actually in the way of a ranged character getting to that Pegasus Knight. As May can reach from there. Can easily reach. Alright, let's move on once there. That way Hans can get the kill. As long as he doesn't miss. And he really just needs another kill for XP, I think. For a level up. May not even need a kill. So we'll want to make sure we heal Ken as well, which Gong on his turn will be able to do easily enough. Now, if you're at lower levels, you're going to have to approach this battle in a very different manner. And a lot of it's going to be you having to get characters on that lower tier there and moving them in groups for low-level runs. The other perk, too, some of you are like yelling at the screen because I haven't mentioned it because it works. It's just kind of, to me, lame. But, you know, you can take Amon and Balbury and fly them around to the other side, as long as they are strong enough to tackle those Pegasus Knights, which sometimes they are and sometimes they're not. It really just depends. But if they can take out the Pegasus Knights, the 3 of them, they can actually fly and take out the laser eye that way. Again, it's not, I don't think it's optimal. I just think it's coincidental that it works. But it's tricky. It's easier said than done. For some, but again, it's all about tactics. There's so many ways you can approach, and there is no, to me, there's not really a wrong. The wrong way is to approach it is when you lose. The right way to approach it is when you get through the battle in relatively quick amount of time without anybody dying. To me, that's impressive. Or if you get through it even faster, but you burn some characters. Alright, he's going to blast that laser next round, so we're going to just wait it out here. Now, if you were really clever, which I'm not that clever, I'm just lazy, you actually send a character out there so that way the Pegasus Knights would actually come down and get hit. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to show you a dry go here. Because then you'd have to take a character and pull him back to get healed. And most of the time it works. Sometimes you're like, took more damage than he needed, and his turn didn't come up fast enough or some crap. And then it becomes a little bit more of a problem than it should have been. Usually I use Gort as my candidate for that, but he's not really in position to do it. I should have taken him up there last round, is really what it is. Okay, the laser eye should be getting its turn soon. And his turn is going to help us. As you can see, he's going to damage his own dudes. Which I love, because those are easy gives. Now, the Dark Priest usually can heal himself or the Lizard Man. Usually, but we'll see what happens as we bum rush the bridge now. No reason to be shy. There we go. Nice. Hopefully Ken kills it. He might not. He got it. Nice. And here come the Pegasus Knights. Now, the thing with the Pegasus Knights is that our slower characters could go and get them, which we may do. We'll see. We'll see how the timing is on all of this, because if a character can't reach but can hit something, we always want them to hit something. It's when they can't reach. It's when they can reach that, but they could reach something that's almost dead. We want to give enemies quick, fast, and in a hurry. So we don't want to be waiting around and wasting turns to hit something in order to distribute XP. That's not what this battle's good for. Okay, he's going to heal. Oh, he didn't heal himself. We lucked out. Normally he heals himself or the Lizard Man. He didn't do either, so... And if Ken takes too much damage, we'll make sure we pull him back. That's one round. Kill off that priest. No heals for you. And Luke can't move any further. Let him take the hit. Nice. Yes, hit him. I know Luke's defense is not where we'd like it to be right now, but the less they attack Ken, the better. Because like I said, we're going to have Ken just keep going. Our slower characters are catching up to the Knights, or the Pegasus Knights, so no reason for us to spend too much time focusing on that. I'd rather them keep moving. Next one's gonna get... No, that one already had a turn. Alright, let's keep going. You notice we're skipping right over them. Knights don't need to worry about that. We need to get them across the bridge. Fucking finally. Arthur, you had one job, dude. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. We got about 3 rounds left to get our Knights over there. So you dodge this motherfucker. Nice. not nice. But you can kind of see the strategy kind of flourishing here. Because now you see that knight. I think that knight that's there is gonna run like a bitch, like the bitch that he is. And if he does, I believe he does, which I believe he does. We'll be in real. Got a dead level. Damn. Well, the one thing Luke didn't need was an empty level right now. Henri, yes. Okay, he did not run away. I'm thinking of the other one then. Because there is a one that counts as a boss, even though he's just the same stats as the others, if we kill him, the battle ends. But if we want that secret item, we can't kill him right away. But the one that's attacking us is not that one. Pretty sure. That's a nice level for Ken. Not gonna lie. Okay, what are we at here? So we got 2 more rounds to pretty much get that thing. Or so. Don't worry, we're going to be attacking it next round. And Xylo should be able to reach it probably next round as well, as long as nothing's in his way. Okay. Let's see how we're laying out our knights here. Nice. With May to the far right, because she's more likely to be the knight to be attacked, and she's got the highest physical defense. There's no casting enemies to attack her, so we don't have to worry about magic, her HP as much, because she'll just wear those hits. And the Dark Priest, and his lack of wisdom, is not going to heal the laser eye for whatever reason. Never understood that strategically. If you heal the laser eye, he'd probably get to hit half the party for max damage or massive damage, but he's not going to do that for some reason. I don't know. It's just the way they designed the AI. And it's down. Which means Arthur will have a free turn to do whatever he wants. Which will be to go south towards those archers. Most likely along with a healer of some kind. Oh, we'll take Ken, actually. Since if we need that fast movement if we want those items. Not fast movement, the ability to go long distances per turn. That way we don't drag this fight out longer than it needs to be. There's 3 of them too, so... she'll die from this, but whatever. Makes him weaker, makes him easier to get through. He can't reach. He won't do a lot of damage anyway. At least not enough. Yeah, bye, Henri. Oh no, she lived. That's bad. Because, like I said, they hit pretty hard. Nice. All right. This will be a dead dark elf right here. I had a feeling that would happen. I'm surprised he didn't get a turn. It's weird he didn't get a turn before that dude, but it is the way it is. But we have Arthur and May, so that's not a problem. Strange Arthur hasn't gotten a turn in a while. Now he gets a turn. Now, she's not going to kill this knight. Actually, she might. Well, we wanted the item, so we don't want to kill the knight right away, as much as I want to get this battle over and done with. We can't reach it from there. Secret item. Yeah, let's just go for it. Yeah, that's fine. Attack Gort. As Gong just sneaks up behind him and taps him on the back. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Boom! Alright, now we can get the item without having to worry about archers, and we can pretty much make an effort to finish this battle, too. Should only take 1 or 2 rounds for our faster characters to reach it. And you'll notice that the Silver Knight will not move from that spot. We're about to get a ranged character to help May as well, so yeah, Xylo will reach the item next turn, so we'll just have May hang out for a turn. Even if that puts her in damaging range. Oh wait, we'll get it now, actually. And the Kitui Huku. Alright, now we can end this friggin' battle. Get rid of that medical herb. Nice. On May's turn, we end the fight. And there it is. Alright. Whew, I thought I was a goner, but I cut on a branch to hold on. A great battle. I don't know who you are, but I want to tag along. And Pele joins the Shining Force. The Shining Farce. Good job getting the laser eye. Hurry on to Pau. Evil is afoot. With the laser eye gone, the Shining Force heads toward the moving town of Pau. Knowing that Runefoss is gathering his forces, our heroes hurried onward. Indeed. As we now reach the secret weapon of Runefoss. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Do you want to record your exploits so far? Yes, I do. And Chapter 4, The Great Fortress of Balbazak. The Shining Force farce reached the Pau Prairie to discover that Pau was a town of wagons. And alright, we are in a town. Yay! So anyway, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/JackTarStudios for more live gaming action. And when we come back, we will be having a lot going on. This is a very busy chapter with a lot of characters being flung at us left and right, and all kinds of cool stuff's about to happen. You don't want to miss out on that. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you guys next time.